Hey y'all, welcome back to the farm. Can you believe it's already February? It may still feel like winter in some parts, but here on the farm, we know it's time to start thinking about spring. Some of the tastiest, most resilient crops actually love this cooler weather. Today, we're diving deep into 10 of my absolute favorite crops to plant right now, in February, so you can have a garden bursting with goodness come springtime. So grab your gardening gloves, y'all, because we're about to dig into the wonderful world of February farming. First up, let's talk about spinach. This leafy green is not only delicious but also packed with nutrients that can benefit your health in numerous ways. Spinach is one of those incredible leafy greens that just loves the cooler temperatures. It thrives in the early spring and fall, making it a versatile addition to your garden. You plant these little seeds directly into the ground, and within a matter of weeks, you'll be greeted by the most beautiful, vibrant green leaves just begging to be picked. The process of watching them grow is truly rewarding. You can toss it in salads, adding a fresh, crisp texture that pairs well with a variety of other vegetables and dressings. Sauté it with some garlic for a quick and easy side dish that complements any meal. The aroma of garlic and spinach cooking together is simply irresistible. Or even blend it into smoothies for a nutritious boost. Spinach adds a subtle flavor and a ton of vitamins and minerals to your morning drink. When it comes to planting spinach, find a spot in your garden that gets at least partial sun. Spinach can tolerate some shade, but it will grow best with a few hours of sunlight each day. Make sure your soil is nice and loose and then sprinkle those seeds about an inch apart. This spacing allows the plants to grow without competing too much for nutrients. Water them regularly, especially during drier spells, and you'll be amazed at how quickly those little seeds transform into a lush bed of healthy greens. Consistent moisture is key to preventing the leaves from becoming bitter. So this February, give spinach a try in your garden. It's a cool season crop that can be one of the first things you plant as winter fades away. It's a rewarding crop that will keep you and your family healthy and happy all season long. From planting to harvest, spinach is a joy to grow and a delight to eat. Alright y'all, next up is another one of my favorite leafy greens, kale. This nutrient-packed vegetable is not only versatile, but also incredibly resilient. Now, if you're looking for a vegetable that's as tough as it is tasty, kale is your go-to. It's packed with vitamins A, C, and K, and it's a great source of calcium and antioxidants. This superstar can handle even the chilliest temperatures, making it perfect for planting in February. It thrives in cooler weather, so don't be afraid to start early in the season. We love massaging it with a little olive oil and lemon juice to soften it up, then tossing it with roasted veggies and a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese. This simple preparation brings out its natural flavors and makes it more palatable. Kale chips are another fantastic way to enjoy this leafy green. Just bake them with a bit of olive oil and sea salt for a crunchy, healthy snack that's hard to resist. When it comes to planting kale, find a spot with good drainage and at least partial sun. Kale prefers well-drained soil and can tolerate a range of light conditions, from full sun to partial shade. Sow those seeds about ½ inch deep and about a foot apart to give them plenty of room to grow. Make sure to keep the soil moist but not waterlogged. Kale is a cut-and-come-again crop, meaning you can harvest the outer leaves as needed, and the plant will keep producing more. This makes it a fantastic addition to any garden, providing a continuous supply of fresh greens. Are you ready for a pop of color and a satisfying crunch in your garden? Then you've got to plant some radishes this February. These little root veggies are some of the fastest growing crops out there. Pick a sunny spot in your garden with well-drained soil. Sow your seeds about ½ inch deep and an inch apart. Keep the soil consistently moist, and in about a month, you'll be pulling up these beauties. Radishes are best harvested when they're small and tender. And don't forget about the radish greens. They're totally edible and have a slightly peppery flavor that's delicious in salads or sautéed with garlic. Let's talk about peas, y'all! These little green gems are a true delight to grow and eat. There's nothing quite like the taste of freshly picked peas, and the best part is, you can plant them right now in February. Peas actually prefer cooler weather. Just provide them with a trellis or some stakes to climb on, and they'll happily vine their way up. When it comes to planting peas, find a spot in your garden that gets at least 6 hours of sunlight per day. Sow your pea seeds about an inch deep and 2 inches apart. Peas are a nitrogen-fixing plant, meaning they help to improve the soil as they grow, making it even more fertile for future plantings. Y'all know I love a good salad, and there's nothing better than fresh, crisp lettuce straight from the garden. February is the perfect time to get those lettuce seeds started. Lettuce is another cool season crop that thrives in the cooler temperatures of early spring. There are so many different varieties to choose from, each with its unique flavor and texture. Choose a spot in your garden that gets at least partial sun and has well-drained soil. Sow your lettuce seeds about 1/4 of an inch deep and a few inches apart. As the lettuce grows, you can thin out the seedlings, giving the remaining plants more room to spread their leaves. All right, y'all, let's talk about carrots. These sweet and crunchy root vegetables are a staple in our kitchen, and February is the perfect time to get them going in your garden. The key with carrots is to choose the right variety. Look for shorter season varieties that mature in about 60 days. When sowing your carrot seeds, choose a spot in your garden that gets at least 6 hours of sunlight per day and has loose, well-drained soil. Carrots don't like to be crowded, so be sure to thin them out to about 2 to 3 inches apart once they sprout. Just keep the soil consistently moist and they'll do their thing. Let's hear it for broccoli, y'all! This cruciferous veggie is packed with nutrients and is a welcome addition to any garden. February is the perfect time to get those broccoli plants in the ground. Broccoli is a cool season crop, meaning it thrives in cooler temperatures and can even handle a light frost. When planting broccoli, choose a spot in your garden that gets at least 6 hours of sunlight per day and has fertile, well-drained soil. Space your broccoli plants about 18 inches apart to give them plenty of room to grow. Once the main head of broccoli is ready to harvest, don't pull up the plant. Instead, cut the head off at the base, and the plant will continue to produce smaller side shoots that are just as delicious. Now, let's talk about a vegetable that's near and dear to my heart, beets. These vibrant root veggies are not only beautiful to look at, but they're also incredibly versatile in the kitchen. From their deep, rich colors to their earthy, sweet flavor, beets can be a delightful addition to many dishes. You can roast them, boil them, pickle them, or even eat them raw. They add a wonderful pop of color and a unique taste to salads, soups, and even desserts. Yes, beet brownies are a thing, and they're delicious. Beets are another cool season crop that prefers cooler temperatures. They thrive in the early spring and fall when the weather is mild. This makes them perfect for gardeners looking to extend their growing season. When planting beets, choose a spot in your garden that gets at least 5 hours of sunlight per day and has loose, well-drained soil. Beets need space to grow, so make sure the soil is free of rocks and debris. Beet seeds are actually clusters of tiny seeds, so be sure to thin them out to about 4 inches apart once they sprout. This gives each beet enough room to develop properly and ensures a healthy crop. You can eat the entire plant roots and all. The beet greens are packed with nutrients and can be used just like spinach or Swiss chard. The beet greens are delicious sautéed with garlic and olive oil or added to soups and stews. They have a slightly bitter taste that pairs well with the sweetness of the beetroot. To prevent your beets from becoming woody, harvest them when they're about the size of a golf ball. This ensures they are tender and flavorful. Happy gardening and enjoy your beets. Y'all, no kitchen is complete without a good supply of onions. February is the perfect time to get those onion sets in the ground. Onions are a cool season crop that prefers cooler temperatures, especially during their early growth stages. When planting onions, choose a spot in your garden that gets at least 6 hours of sunlight per day and has loose, well-drained soil. Onion sets are small, immature onions that are ready to be planted directly into the ground. Simply plant the onion sets about 1 inch deep and 4 inches apart, with the pointed end facing up. Last but certainly not least, let's talk about garlic, y'all. This pungent and flavorful bulb is a must-have in any kitchen. February is the ideal time to plant garlic for a bountiful harvest next summer. When planting garlic, choose a spot in your garden that gets at least 6 hours of sunlight per day and has loose, well-drained soil. To plant garlic, break apart the bulbs into individual cloves, leaving the papery skin intact. Plant the cloves about 2 inches deep and 6 inches apart, with the pointed end facing up. Once it's in the ground, you can pretty much forget about it until next summer. Well, there you have it, folks. 10 incredible crops you can plant right now in February to get a jumpstart on your spring garden. From leafy greens like spinach and kale to root vegetables like carrots and beets, there's something for everyone to enjoy. Remember, Gardening is a journey, not a destination. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more gardening tips and tricks. Happy planting, y'all!